Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys a Dota 2 guide to guides. You might be a little confused, but I'll show you guys some stuff that I've been meaning to make a video about this for like a month and a half actually. It's been quite a while, but I've been kind of delayed with making some of the in-game guides, and I've got a couple more on the market. So if you guys want to see how to do this and how to use my in-game guides, I'm going to teach you right now. So if you guys didn't know, Dota 2, one of the goals by the Valve developers at least is to try to make it easier for new players to learn the game. Currently, there's some tutorial system stuff that's into the game, and only one mission of that is available. I know they're working hard on the other levels, but in case you don't really want to wait for that and you're looking for more hero-specific guides, well, I've got you at least partially covered. I have about 10 to 12 guides, I think, right now in-game, and I'm going to show you guys how to find them and how to use them in-game. So if you're in Dota 2 like I am right now, I have this on screen region, so you should be able to see everything I do right now. If you press Shift and Tab at the same time, it pulls up this menu. Oops, I am a little too advanced. Alright, there we go. So if you press Shift Tab, it's going to show you this. This is all your friends section, these are your achievements, and here's the guides section. So if you guys ever want to find Dota 2 guides, this is the easiest area to find. Mine's showing up right here because I think I have it favorited, so it's going to show up. But if you can't see it in one of these three things, you just go to the View All Guides, and this should pull up all of the Dota 2 guides. Now, again, here's my favorites. Here's some of the other guides that I've made, for example. So you might see some of the guides pop up in places like these, but they might not. Regardless, you can search for them, and if you just search Purge, you should be able to see at least some of my guides. So this is the easiest way to get to my profile. I'm going to put a link below to a link to my profile as well. If I open this Clockwork guide, for example, I can then click on the Created By section, which should get you to my guide hub, which should put you to this screen. I'm going to put this link right here in the drop-down box below if you guys want to find it. That way it's a little bit easier. You can look at it in a web browser, and then you can sign in through Steam on your web page and stuff like that. So anyways, here we are. Here are all my guides for all of these. This is not a guide. This is like a tester thing. I've only made like 15 or something like that. But one of them is the Welcome to Dota You Suck guide, and then all of these other ones as well. So this is like the web page way to get into the guides. I'll show you guys in a second how to get into the guides for a hero preview or in-game. But if you guys want to check these out, just to see a little example of what it's like, you can click here. You guys can rate them with this thumbs up and thumbs down. So if you guys like the guides, please give them a thumbs up. Yeah, you can go through all the items. I tagged all of these items and abilities for text. I don't know if I did it on the Zeus guide. Okay, they're there. So this is like a little text that I basically included on every skill and item that I thought was important to mention, and explained why these things are good. Largely, the quality of guides that are in-game are pretty shit, from my opinion. They're usually, a lot of them are kind of like jokes and like really half-assed, like not really ideal skill and item builds. So I think a lot of it is really like a lot of guides are really shifty on the market right now. But I can promise you that I usually use all the builds and items that I recommend. Don't read the comments; they are honestly worse than YouTube comments. I cannot believe that they're that bad, but they are honestly worse than YouTube comments. I'll show you guys some on my Witch Doctor one. My Witch Doctor comments were pretty epically hilarious. If I go to Witch Doctor. Okay, good. The comments on my Witch Doctor guide, the guys are like, you should go Arcane Bloodstone every game, and I'm just like, ugh, don't comment, please. Yeah, so that's the Witch Doctor guide. So that's basically the easy Shift Tab way to get into it within Dota 2. You can, yeah, that's one way you can do it. Oh yeah, one other thing that I forgot to show you guys. You can actually follow me on Steam for my guides. It's a little weird. See, I have 825 followers. There is a way to click to follow somebody, and if I just go click through really quick, I'm sure I can find somebody else and see if I can figure out. This guy has a guide. I'm gonna go to his profile. I'm gonna try to follow him. I can favorite his guide. I can share it and stuff, but I would like to follow him. Okay, so there's a little follow button right here that I can click on. So on my page, I'm sure you guys will want to follow my guide information. So if you just go to guides and find my stuff, then you should be able to. Gonna go to my profile again, and there should be a follow button. It's just not showing up because obviously I'm logged in. So there will be a follow button right under here, and you guys can follow me. I don't know how much this is gonna like encourage whether or not it'll make my guides show more often when you press Shift Tab. That's my guess. But if you guys want to follow me, I'll probably put this link down below. Actually, this is the link that I'm going to put down below. So just click this link and click the follow button. You should be able to find my guides. And if you guys like my guides, please give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, downvote them. Do it. I need to adjust a couple of these based on the recent patch, like Witch Doctor. I think I might max Maledict a little bit earlier now because the range is a lot better, but in the past that's not necessarily what I want to do. So that's how you find the guides. Let me show you guys how to use them in-game. They're actually really, really cool in-game. I talked to the Valve guy that did all the guide integration. He did a really great job, honestly. There are a couple things. There's like one thing that was a little confusing when making guides, but I figured it out, and everything's good. So I can show you guys the benefits of using these in-game. If it's kind of, I know that there's a lot of players who are new who end up clicking on some of my YouTube videos. Let's see a hero that I have actually made a guide for. Let's do Tidehunter. So I made a Tidehunter guide for sure, and I like Tidehunter. So let's hop in here. Okay, so to use guides in-game, you might not know this exists, but there's a book in the upper left. This is right next to the scoreboard, the combat log, all of this other stuff that I pretty much never use, the announcer pack, etc. The guide section is right here. If you click on this, it's going to pick up suggested items, and you're typically on Valve. So this is going to reflect these items right here. These suggested items are based on what Valve is. Abilities, items. There's basically nothing here because this is the basic Valve system. If I click this arrow to the right, you're going to be able to pull up all of the guides that are rated on the system. Mine's rated number 3 at the moment. This guy's just apparently rated higher, but let's use mine for now. I'm going to click on this, and all of a sudden it's going to show me Purge's guide to Tidehunter offlane. The guide that I wrote for Tide was Tide offlane. You can play him support if you want, but I think he's better offlane. And once you select this, I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to close this because I don't need that to pull up anymore. So now what happens is,
30 seconds to showtime.
Every time you level up, it's going to show this like dark orange square over what skills I tell you that you should get. Now, obviously, this does change sometimes depending on the situations, but I kind of wrote it in most of my other guides as kind of covering as much stuff as possible, basically. So basically, as you level up, it will tell you what to get. And then now there's tips. This is stuff that I all wrote. So as you level up, you're going to get tips on what I think that you should get. If you guys don't know what the skills are, this is a more basic explanation of them. Pretty much. So I'll pick up that skill point. There we go. And I'm going to give myself some gold because I like cheating. And let's level up to... let's show you a first couple levels. So basically every time you level up, it's going to show you a new skill. And bam, anchor smash. And I can do this all the way basically. So as you level up, it's going to continue telling you what I think you should get. Ravage, stats, and Ravage, and now stats. So pretty cool, huh? It'll tell you what to level up. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Legacy keys, man. Okay, so it also shows early game items, starting items. This is what I like starting with for Tidehunter offlane. I might switch this to an Ironwood branch rather than a Clarity Potion. I'm not really sure what I necessarily like better, but yeah. So that basically just shows you all the stuff. The secret shop items shouldn't have tips on it. Basically, the only stuff that are going to have tips on it are the items that I recommend getting. So you can look at information that I write about things like why I recommend getting an early arcane boots, a stout shield, things like that. And these stages of the game are really important as well, like early game core items and situational items. The early game usually aims for somewhere between the probably about 5-minute mark to 10-minute mark is what I kind of define as the early game. This is like your early core. This is like your actual core. Once you have these items, you're more or less at maximum strength or at a point in the game where you're pretty darn strong. Situational items can obviously be a lot of different things. I've gotten all of these items at various points in time as a Tidehunter. You should still be buying observers and sentries maybe, just things like that. And I always put TP scroll in here as well. So these are basically just staples, like a screenshot of different points of the game for where you should be for certain heroes, and it doesn't always show this for every hero, but anyways, so now I'm gonna win the game because I like winning. Let's buy one of these, and let's buy like a lot of Divine Rapiers. That looks great. And how about like a Shiva's? Alright, and now I'm gonna win again. These are not actually items that I recommend. I just want to be able to finish this a little bit faster. So, sell.
On the hunt.
And should get like definitely worth the price. I agree. Let's just get like a Sanjin Yasha because that's cool. The reason I'm showing you guys why I'm ending the game is because I believe there is a guide rating system at the end of the match. Holy crap! I do a lot of damage. I was not expecting. So if I just end the game here, I believe at the end of the match you can rate how much you like the guide. So I'm just gonna go throwing it up the mid. DPS side, guys. That's how you do it. Kill the creeps. I love that sound.
I surge. I'm under attack.
Feel bad for your top tower. Nothing left.
Throwing it in.
Mid tower. The other fellow lost a mid tower.
You enjoying this as much as I am? So I'm enjoying this.
There goes one of the other fellas mid towers.
So that should pretty much be about it. Yeah, basic guides, you can check skill builds, I've got all my item build tips, and I believe at this screen it should ask you how you like the item build, or how you like the build, which basically helps in ranking those up. So I know they're interested in more feedback on stuff like that, so you guys can get more feedback that way if you're interested. I don't know where it is. It might just be weird because it's a private lobby, but I think if you can't actually rate it after the game is over, you can definitely do it in the shift tab menu. Again, I can pull this up whenever I want. So if you guys honestly want to look at a guide while you're playing, you can do this. You can open this up. You can say, okay, here's Purge's Welcome to Dota You Suck guide or something like that. Or for example, if I want, I can go to the Tidehunter guide. Tidehunter, I can click on this here, and then if you want the text in an easier readable area that's maybe a little separated, you can open it up, I believe. For some reason I can't click on this right now, and I'm not quite sure why. Oh, there we go, it's just taking a long time. So you can basically keep this up here, you can keep your skill build and item builds here, you can have all the text for the items, and then if you don't want to look at this while you're playing, you press shift tab and you're back in game. It's really simple. If you want it to be the integrated version like I just showed you, you can use that. If you want to use both, you can, but usually all the information is here, and you can just easily shift tab to go in and out of game, rather than alt tabbing. I know a lot of people alt tab to my YouTube videos, or they're alt tab to some other guides online or something like that, but all the information is going to be in game, at least for the stuff that I'll make, and I promise I'm going to keep making these guides. It's usually just when I feel like it. Guides that I want to make next, Timbersaw. I just looked at the Night Stalker top rated guide and it was terrible, so I want to make a Night Stalker guide. I don't want to do all the heroes, I just want to focus on ones that I feel really strong at, so you guys can definitely expect more guides from me in-game, in the future, in-game, rather than necessarily on YouTube, and I just wanted to make a video quick just educating you guys on that. So if you guys are interested in making guides, or if you guys want to have more in-game information, it is going to be there for you. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll bring you guys another gameplay video pretty soon, possibly a pubcast I think I'm going to be looking into, maybe with Pyrian. I think that's all the cool information. I guess I think I've already mentioned that I'm going to MLG Anaheim. I think it's in 3 weeks, so you guys can come see me there if you live locally in LA. I recommend going. It was really fun the last MLG I went to. And other than that, I'm going to E3 in like 2 days, but I doubt most of you guys are going to be there, so I think that's about everything. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like my guides in game, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.